Good afternoon, viewers. Is Elisha Basi. Welcome to Heroes Channel. I want to say I'm very grateful for those of you that always find time to watch my videos, my tutorials. I'm really grateful. It's not easy to do that. I sincerely want to appreciate you and say God bless you. And today is Wednesday. We are going to be talking about something very important for those of you that have followed my series. We had a plan to talk about something today, and what we're to talk about is productivity. Now I'm going to take it from my former video down here. We started with becoming. This is like a summary of what I said. We started with becoming, where I was able to explain that what you're becoming is greater than what you're doing. What you're doing now is just for the meantime, but your becoming can tell us where you will be in the future. Then later on in that series, I made mention that if you must have money, then money is attracted by number one, value, and the next thing I said, money is also attracted by productivity. So the same way I spoke on value, I said that value is the extent of your usefulness. So to the degree in which you're useful, that is why people pay you. So I also said that money is also attracted by productivity, and it's productivity I'm going to be talking about today. So what comes into your mind when we talk about productivity? Productivity to some persons is multiplication. Yes, that's why in school they say find a product. It means they have to be a multiplication. Productivity to some certain extent is creating and reproducing. Now that's what it means. So in all sense, what I'm trying to say is that you're not just to have value. To the degree in which you have value and your value is able to produce something, that is when men can pay you. That is when men can pay you. So when we're talking about productivity, this is the ability to create and reproduce, the ability to create, and that creation is not just created, it is being reproduced. That is what is called value. So value is the extent of your usefulness. So in reproduction, when we talk about reproduction, we talk about multiple stuffs. When a mother reproduces, it reproduces its own kind. When you talk about reproduction, it's not only baby that it can be reproduced, ideas can be reproduced, business can be reproduced. So depending on the reproduction, but as much as there is a reproduction of an idea to the masses, then you're supposed to be paid for it. A whole lot of people, business people, entrepreneur, have the capacity to reproduce. So even when you don't know them themselves, but their ideas were being reproduced and you had to buy them from the market. A whole lot of the biscuits we buy from the market, the cheese balls, a whole lot of things, the fridge, the telly, the cars. Now these were people ideas that we bring to life. So even if you might not know the person, but because of their reproduction, you had to pay them, because you're paying them. Even if it's not physical pain, even if it's not seeing them, you got to a shop and bought, and you had to buy what is owned by a person. So that person actually reproduced his thoughts, his intent, and you had to pay for it. Now people will pay for what is being produced and is maximized. So when you talk about productivity is something that is created and can be multiplied. It has to be in mass, it has to be in abundance. So when something is in abundance, definitely people buy and then pay you. If you don't have the ability to produce something, then nobody will pay you. You have to either produce something or show a level of value. That is when people pay you. People will pay you, but they are not going to pay you for doing nothing. It's either you're being valuable, useful to them. Even in the production, when something is produced, that stuff is valuable. That is why you're paid for it. So that is what production means. You have to produce, you have to be productive in your thinking, in your mind. You're not just productive, but your products become useful to the society, because there are a whole lot of people that are productive, but their product is not useful to the society. Now I'm going to use example of people that have been productive, that even without you knowing them, you needed to pay them for it. Now imagine like the phones we are using. You might not really know who owns the phone you're using, but because that person has the multiplying factor of his product, you had to buy it. It is because he has multiplied his thoughts. So even if you don't know him, as much as that product was useful, you had to buy it. So that is what we are talking about. So if you're not valuable or productive, nobody pays you for anything. You need to be productive. You need to understand the basis of selling what you have. You don't just have a thing. You need to know how to sell them, how to take it to the market and sell it. Without this, nobody pays you. Why should I pay you for doing nothing? Nobody does that. So money is not missing. Money is not missing. What is missing is what are you becoming that can make a man pay you for it. If you don't have money today, two things are lacking in your life. Is either what you have inside of you, the production is you have inside of you is not worthy of payment, or where you are does not actually fit what you know how to do. Now, do you get me? Now, these two things are very, very vital. You need to know in your environment what you know how to do, what you're productive about. Is it needed in your environment? Because your value needs to be needed and useful. You can have an idea, you can be productive in a particular thing, but if your idea is not useful in that environment, then nobody can pay you for it. It needs to be useful. It definitely needs to be useful. So you have to multiply your thoughts. That's what we mean by productivity. You have to multiply your imaginations. You have to bring it to life, bring it to existence, so that people can pay you for it. Now, do you understand me? So with these ideas I've put together in place, we are going to be talking about money in my next video, and I'm going to tell you, with all I've told you, money is not missing. Just become a particular thing. In you're becoming a doctor, money comes to you. In you're becoming a lawyer, money comes to you. Money is attracted by things. Money don't just come. Nobody pays you for doing nothing. So in my next episode, we are going to be talking about that. I really want to appreciate you for always finding time to watch my tutorial in Heroes channel. I want to say it again, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. I love feedback. Make sure you drop your comment, drop your like. I love you and God bless you. So see you on Sunday. Very important. Don't forget, on Sunday. God bless you.
Here is mine.